A tense hotel lobby in Thailand. A frustrated international tourist is leaning over the front desk, complaining about a ruined reservation, and the young vocational student behind the counter is stuck. Internally, the student's mind is racing. They know the English vocabulary. They can pass a written exam on greetings, room types, and standard apologies. But right now, facing a real, unpredictable human being in the middle of a conflict, the words vanish. They freeze. This scenario plays out every day across the global hospitality industry. Students spend years in formal English classes, memorizing strict grammar rules and vocabulary lists, only to reach a complete standstill during their first real-world conversation. Mastering textbook English does not automatically equip a student to handle the interpersonal demands of the modern hospitality industry. Language education usually focuses on linguistic competence. That is the ability to memorize grammar rules, translate vocabulary accurately, and structure a perfect sentence on paper. But dealing with actual people requires pragmatic competence. That is the ability to read emotional cues, adjust your tone, and use language flexibly to solve a human problem in real time. This diagram shows the standard path. The curriculum moves strictly from textbooks to test scores, bypassing the practical demands of workplace communication. Because it prioritizes accuracy over interaction, students develop an intense fear of mistakes. They lose their ability to speak. By treating language as a rigid math equation to be solved, rather than a tool for connection, traditional classrooms leave students with technical knowledge that they cannot use when it matters most. To fix this disconnect, a 2026 study published in the PASAA Journal tested a new approach, the contextual and work-based language practice instructional model. This flowchart shows how the model bridges the gap. Instead of isolated grammar drills, the instructor teaches the specific functional language of de-escalation and then immediately drops the student into an authentic workplace scenario, like our angry hotel guest. The model then moves into a live, interactive simulation. Students must role-play the interaction, adjusting their tone and body language on the fly as the customer reacts to them. Finally, the instructor evaluates the student through authentic performance validation. The focus isn't on perfect grammar, it's on whether the student successfully calmed the guest and solved the problem. This four-step process transforms a quiet room of rote memorization into a high-fidelity laboratory for professional survival. Pretending to be a hotel clerk might sound like a simple acting exercise, but it shifts the focus from memorization to active participation. This approach is rooted in the work of psychologist Lev Vygotsky and his sociocultural theory. He argued that language mastery does not happen through isolated study. It requires active social interaction. By using simulations, the model creates a safe space to fail. The anxiety students feel about making errors dissipates because the stakes are managed, allowing them to experiment with new expressions without the fear of a real-world consequence. Physically acting out the scenario also helps anchor the new vocabulary in the student's memory. They associate the English words directly with the physical tasks and professional settings they will encounter after graduation. In this framework, context is the essential environment where students transform isolated vocabulary into a functional professional skill. To see if this approach actually worked, researchers implemented the 9-week model with 50 hotel management students in Thailand. They set a high bar for success, an 80% effectiveness criterion. This threshold was designed to represent true, autonomous communicative competence in a professional setting. The results were definitive. Students achieved an overall success rate of 83.42%, exceeding the 80% target. Isolating the metrics, their highest score, 85.20%, was in communication and problem solving. It wasn't just grammar, it was their ability to manage a professional crisis. The students reached a clear milestone. They didn't just learn how to speak English, they learned how to do their jobs in English. The success of this study carries significant weight for vocational education worldwide. In a globalized economy, continuing to teach professional language skills in a vacuum leaves the future workforce underprepared for the realities of their careers. To prepare students, the classroom environment must reflect the workplace, where language is practiced as a living, breathing tool for service. When students are given the right contextual practice, that initial sense of panic is replaced by a confident professional instinct. Real fluency is about more than reciting correct sentences. It is about having the capability to connect with another person when the stakes are at their highest.